Hi, I'm Nick. I retired at 44, a millionaire, miserable, overweight and burned out. Now I'm 64, no longer obsessed with money, and I'm happy. In this video I'll share 5 timeless ideas from ancient wisdom, Stoicism and Chinese philosophy that changed how I live in retirement and just might change how you live too. I used to think back in my 30s and 40s that success was all about money, achievement and power. But over time I discovered through a lot of searching something far deeper. The wisdom I discovered wasn't new, in fact it was very ancient. I got interested in ancient wisdom because it was one of the pillars of my 6-pillar operating system, my 6POS, which I've talked about in a previous video. I'll link it below if you want to take a look at all 6 pillars. But this particular pillar is philosophical, or spiritual if you like. And by spiritual I don't mean religion, although the core of this pillar is ancient wisdom, and in particular Stoicism and ancient Chinese philosophy. During my 10-year struggle to find purpose in retirement, I dived deep into ancient wisdom, particularly Stoicism and particularly the teachings of Marcus Aurelius. What I found was enlightening, and it changed my mindset. It changed how I approached my retirement. In this video I'm going to share 5 quotes from ancient wisdom that were particularly impactful on me. I've saved the one that impacted me the most to the end, so please stick around. The last one can literally on its own change your life, but it's worth looking into all of the next 5 quotes that I'm going to talk about. Number 5, be true to who you are. This one is from a quote by Marcus Aurelius. Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if thou wilt ever dig. Marcus Aurelius is one of my favourite philosophers. And it's fitting that I should be interested in Marcus Aurelius, given that I live in York, because York is an ancient city that was founded 2,000 years ago by the Romans. Back in those days it was known as Iberacum, and now today it's the city of York. This one's all about self-knowledge and authenticity coming from inner reflection. I spent far too much time in my 20s and my 30s working on becoming someone who I thought I wanted to be, a business leader, a successful entrepreneur, a multi-millionaire. I've no idea where I got those thoughts from, probably because I come from a fairly humble background where money was always in short supply. But I have to admit in my 20s and 30s those were my drivers. I wore masks, I chased approval, I tried to live up to expectations. But as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, what you're seeking is already within you. So here's the question, who are you really when nobody is watching? Are you living a life that's yours, or one that was handed to you? Are you living a life that is expected of you rather than one you want? This question reminds me of one of the things that appears in Bronnie Ware's book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. One of those regrets is, I wish I had been true to myself and hadn't lived a life others expected of me. At number 4, choose purpose over comfort. This is from a quote by Epictetus. Difficulties are things that show a person what they are. And the theme of that quote is meaningful struggle reveals character and builds strength. Difficulties are things that show a person who they really are. And yeah, I've had some difficulties over the last 15 years. Definitely. It hasn't been plain sailing. My 50s in particular were tough. I talked about that in my last video, how I found my 50s to be a real mountain that was very hard to climb, and I made a fundamental mistake in climbing that mountain in that I tried to do it solo. If you're interested in that particular topic, then take a look at my last video. It's easy to avoid struggle, but what I've found is this: the things that shape us most are meaningful work, personal growth, all of which come with difficulty, and the reality is comfort is easy, but meaning makes the discomfort worth it. So ask yourself this: where in your life are you choosing comfort over purpose? Number 3 is seek growth through challenge. And this is from a quote by Confucius. The gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected without trials. And the theme of that particular one is personal development requires facing adversity. Growth hurts, it's uncomfortable, But just like a rough stone needs pressure to become a jewel, we become our best selves through friction. Every obstacle is a teacher, every failure a step forward. My 50s were littered with failure after failure after failure. Pretty much everything I tried didn't work out. I came off the back of having had a very successful business career, so it came as a bit of a blow to keep failing at things. I couldn't find anything that really stuck. I persevered at lots of things, but nothing really seemed to work out. But here's the reality. With every single one of those failures, I grew. And with every single one of those failures, I got a little bit closer to the thing that I was looking for the happiness, the contentment, and the rewarding retirement I was looking for. Each of those failures did move the needle just a little bit towards what I would eventually achieve, which would be happiness and contentment in my retirement. So here's a question for you. What challenges are you facing right now? What might actually be refining you? Number 2 is master the art of acceptance. This is from a quote by Epictetus. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. The theme of this one is focus on what you can control, let go of what you can't. Most of the things that used to stress me out were things that I couldn't control. I was trying to control the uncontrollable and failing miserably. You know the sort of thing, other people's opinions, the past, the future, worrying unnecessarily about things that haven't even happened. Epictetus urges us to focus only on what we can influence, our choices, our responses, our mindset. One of the fundamental mindset changes that I made was that I decided to choose happiness regardless of my circumstances. And the other thing I'll reveal in the next point, which is my last one, which I also chose to do and which fundamentally changed my mindset. So what's the one thing that you can let go of? What's the one thing that you can act on? The last thing on my list, my number 1, is live with kindness and reciprocity. This is inspired by a quote from Confucius. Do not do to others what you do not want done to yourself. This isn't just moral advice from ancient times, it's practical wisdom that you can actually apply today. Try this for 1 week. Treat everybody you come into contact with how you'd like to be treated. Smile at strangers. Ask the checkout girl at the supermarket how she is. Say thank you. Try walking around with more of a smile on your face than a grimace. I know, easier said than done in these troubled times, but try it. You'll notice something powerful. Your world changes along with your attitude. Remember what I said earlier? Your mindset is a choice. So choose happiness, choose gratitude, choose to be friendly to every person that you encounter. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Here's a quick recap of the 5 ancient ideas that will change your life. Number 5, be true to who you are. Number 4, choose purpose over comfort. Number 3, seek growth through challenge. Number 2, master the art of acceptance. Number 1, live with kindness and reciprocity. Which one of those spoke to you the most today? Leave your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to hear. As I mentioned earlier, this video was based on one of the 6 pillars of my 6P operating system, the thing that I've been building over the last 15 years and which has served me well and has led me to this point in my life where I'm happy, fulfilled and rewarded. Why don't you check out that video next? It's coming up on screen now. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you then.